OK, well, so we've had a bit of a week. It's been a bit weird this week, Rob, because we sort of had the snow last week. The snow's still been with us, but we've kind of gone a bit snow-stir crazy. We've done other stuff other than snow because people don't want to just hear about snow all the time.
Oh, yeah, well, and also the snow's turned to ice slightly, so the ship has sailed on that, I think. And it's boring talking about falling over on the ice, which you yourself did, didn't you?
And people laughed.
Yeah.
Minnie, who's here from the show, she loved that story, didn't you, when you heard...
I did.
What was it you liked most about it?
That people was laughing at you and didn't help you.
You're a tinker. She's got the little carry-on laugh going on there. Well, I didn't expect them to help me, but I thought they might go, "Are you all right?" instead of laughing at me. Anyway, you'll hear that later on in the show. So this is our introduction for the podcast. I've got to give the Milk Bar podcast people a bit of a mention because this week I did an interview on there because they'd heard the Weekly Breakfast Bap and they wanted me on as a guest. I did an interview with them this week because they listened to the Weekly Breakfast Bap and they wanted, well, basically, me on the show to promote this show, which was great. So hopefully we might have some new listeners. So if you're a Milk Bar listener, thank you very much for joining us. And I really enjoyed being on there with Jason Forrest.
And
the lady who was on that Got Kwan programme.
it's all about the confidence! Impressions as well.
Well done there. You are very good at a Got Kwan, I have to say. Nina was the other lady. Thank you very much for having me. They were very kind to me because I was very nervous because I've never actually been interviewed before about the breakfast show or the Weekly Breakfast Bap. So please go and download that podcast as well as listening to this podcast. Anyway, here are the best bits of this week's show. Enjoy.
The Weekly Breakfast Bap. Anyone order the Weekly Breakfast Bap with sauce, love?
Mansfield 103.2, the home of great music. B.O.B. featuring Rivers Cuomo. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Cuomo.
Crikey me. B.O.B. featuring some bloke. Magic, 10 minutes past 7. Time for this!
Touch me in the morning.
It's that story that has touched us from the papers. We've not actually got any papers for a whole week now.
No.
Because been snowed in and walking places. And on my route from the quarry in Mansfield, right, to work, there's no paper shops. And at 4:30 in the morning, none of them are open anyway.
I think you spotted a niche in the market.
I'm going to stand on the corner and sell papers to frozen tundra walkers.
Yeah, early morning ramblers.
This is it. Right, but I have found a little bit of a story for you. It's a macabre story this morning. Ooh. Yes, it's going to set you thinking. Do you use your computer a lot? Do you? Do you use it a lot? Do you use the internet a lot? The internet and the internet? I use the internet.
Hey, this sounds like the way you're going is it's a warning against using it too much, in which case it would become the internet.
Yeah.
Not advisable.
I like what you're doing there.
I like it.
When we're struggling, I can just go.
That means we're floundering.
Yes, it does. When you hear that, well, you know we're in trouble.
Call for help.
That's our secret sign. So, you know, like Batman has that sign that he sort of fires out into the sky of Gotham City. This is ours. Just come and get us, all right?
Something terrible has happened.
Send in the SAS.
Do we even have time for Touchley in the morning now?
We'll just try and fit it in.
Okay.
It's a story about computers and snakes. An Australian man has died after being bitten on the toe by a tiger snake whilst using his computer.
Right.
This fellow, who was 43, was sitting at his computer at his home last Friday when the snake, believed to have been about 10 inches long, bit him. The fella, though, however, did not immediately seek medical help, preferring to finish what he was doing on his computer. It's not funny. This is a terrible, terrible story.
What was he doing?
I have no idea what he was doing. You can make that up in your own mind, you dirty devil! Doctors believe this allowed the venom to spread all the way to there. After eventually getting to a hospital, he died. Let that be a lesson to you. If you do get bitten by a snake whilst using your computer, power down and then get straight to the doctors and get some anti-venom. Don't just stay there waiting to finish, I don't know, maybe a game of Angry Birds or something like that. You've got to get yourself straight to the quacks. Straight there. I've been bitten by a snake. I've been bitten by a snake. I know there's not many snakes that live in this country that hide around the bottom of your computer table. But if there were, that's the advice I give you. If I was doing this in Australia, mate, That's my Australian accent. Not great, I know, but it's the best I can do at this time in the morning. That's the advice I'd be giving on Australian radio, mate.
Put the solitaire to one side, get yourself to A&E.
You can finish your blog later. Straight there. Bish bash bosh, because this fella, there's no more. No more surfing for him. No more of that.
No, we're tapping away on them old keys. That's gone.
That's gone for him. Sad old story, that, isn't it?
Very.
No, we're fine. Don't worry. We're okay. That's the international call sign for Watko and Tiny Rob. We're in trouble. Come and save us.
But we're okay at the moment.
But we're okay.
It was a drill.
It was just a drill. Weapons down. It's time to open up today the Advent calendar, the 7th of December. Are you ready to open up the door? Oh, it's open.
Ah, there seems to be somebody at the door. Let me go and see who it is.
Hello, mister.
Ah, a group of carol singers.
We're going to sing you a song.
That's delightful, children.
Talking with the da on the face of Stephen. On the breast of even. On the just don't leave it. What you're going to do is Ask the money, please.
You didn't sing it.
Yes, we did. We did. We sang it. We sang it correctly. Those are the words, mister.
I'm afraid they're not.
Holy night. Holy night.
The children of today.
And my dear, we're still goodbye.
There we go.
I loved it. I think those kids, I heard that. Christmas number one. Can you remember the old Smurf Christmas albums? It was like that.
Little street urchins. Cost some money, sir. Cost some money. That's how they sound.
Was that actually you, or did you get some street urchins in?
I got some street urchins in.
Did you? Where did you find them?
Cast of Oliver.
Oh, really?
Performing at Weston-super-Mare Pier.
Oh, wow, brilliant.
At the moment, I just dragged them up.
Brilliant. You went over like the child catcher.
Lollipops! Like that, and they came running. I said, can you sing Good King Wenceslas really badly? Not a problem, sir, not a problem. That's what they did. No, it was just me.
Yeah, this is a no way of reflection in case there is a production of Oliver going on down at
Weston-super-Mare Pier.
Weston-super-Mare Pier.
Mansfield 103.2, the home of great music. Dean Martin there. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. If it ever snows again in this country, I'm moving. That is the decision. That is the decision I've made just now.
Can I just say that was the most...
I never want to hear that song again.
Professional piece of radio presenting I've ever seen. He was ranting like a madman, and then suddenly the red light came and he was like, Mansfield 103.2, cheery soul. It's getting to you, isn't it?
Hang on, wait a second. What bit of that was cheery?
The bit where you came in, you said with a smile on your face, and then you launched into a bit of a tirade, but there was a bit in the middle where it was this forced smile.
It wasn't forced, it was a real smile.
No,
it was a real smile. I'm a real boy! Oh my goodness.
He's lost it.
I'm a real boy!
Oh my goodness.
I'd love to be a real boy. Somebody do some magic on me and turn me from this wooden idiot on the radio into something that can do things.
If we have any trained psychological doctors in the area, this is the time to...
Why do you always go to that?
Because you're shouting, I'm a real boy, and pretending you're Pinocchio. I'm deeply concerned.
Look, we can do it. It's before 7.
Okay,
right?
then. It's a time for breakdowns.
Extra care needed as well if you're taking your kids to school, if you're walking on those pavements. They are very slippy indeed. I took a tumble last night. I stacked it, and people laughed.
People laughed.
Well, they all laughed at Christopher Columbus, you know, when he said the world was round.
Yeah, but he then went on to do something amazing.
They all laughed at Ian Watkins when he fell over in the snow.
And then he became the first man on Mars.
Well, hey, look, that's a possibility. They're talking about taking people to Mars, but they're talking about not bringing them back. Now, that is not a ticket that I'm going to be buying. If I'm going to Mars, I'm definitely coming back. So, NASA, stop phoning me.
Are they calling you all the time?
They want me to go.
Oh.
They want me to go. Apparently, there's a big Facebook group in Mansfield wanting me to go to Mars or somewhere like that, possibly Uranus.
But they want you to come back, or do they want to leave you up there?
No, they want to leave me up there.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is that I don't want a one-way ticket. I want a return.
What are you going to do while you're up there? Just get up there, check out the scene, see what's going on. Back to Earth, baby.
Not like that. What you do is, if you are going to go to Mars, which is totally off subject now, you go and do a few experiments, take a few pictures, you beam down some stuff like, hey up, I'm on Mars. You'd come up with some words. If you're the first person on Mars, I'd be like, hey up, I'm on Mars! That would be my first words.
That would make a great Facebook profile picture, wouldn't it? This is me on Mars with a big red planet behind you. Like a camera at arm's length.
I don't know, what would your first words be? This is good. 01623 666 000.
Oh, what if you could invent a word?
No, not if you can invent a word. Where are you coming from? what would your first words be if you could invent a word? Doesn't make any sense.
Misogyny.
If you were going to be the first person on Mars, what would be your first words?
Oh, your big, small step for man.
Your little speech.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
Armstrong messed it up, you know.
I know he did, yeah.
He messed it
He
up.
fluffed it. What was he meant to say?
A small step for...
Me. But a giant leap for mankind.
For a man.
For a man, that was
For
it,
a
yeah.
man. But it would kind of work better anyway, the way he did it, because man was everybody stepping on there, not just him. So, well done, Armstrong. But what would be the first words that you would come up with? We'll compile a list, and we'll reveal them to you after 8 o'clock. Mine would be, it's a bit red, isn't it?
And that'd be written in history textbooks.
History textbooks. Do you remember when Ian Watkins got to Mars and he said it's a bit red, isn't it? Get in touch with us, 01623 666 000.
We've had lots of people getting in touch, actually. One of our most popular ever topics. These are the best. Marie from Forest Town, her first words when she got out of the space shuttle on Mars would be, I think I got the wrong bus.
I like that.
I like that a lot, yeah.
I don't think the number 7 goes to Mars, though. It goes up Rock Hill, but it doesn't go to Mars.
That's true. We also had Dave Nuttall from Ollerton, who said he'd get out and go, hello, anybody there?
I could just see that, Dave's picture being beamed back. Hello? Hello there?
Up in Times Square in New York.
Hello? Into millions of front rooms. Is there anybody there? There's nobody here. Might as well go back.
We also had Lena Gross from Walsall. She would just say, I love it, because she's always wanted to go into space.
I'm loving it. Maybe somebody would pay her to do that. I don't know who that would be. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
You can have it on T-shirts. I love it.
Can you send Mr. T up there with her? I love it.
Don't think he could take it. Doesn't like going on planes. So I don't know what it's going to be like with space shuttles, mate. We'll have to come up with their own sort of organisation.
Massa, the Mansfield version of NASA.
Yeah, Massa.
Massa. Okay. So we've got some first words.
The Mansfield and Ashfield Space Agency.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Okay, first words coming in from the dear listeners who are going to send into space on the back of a milk carton.
We had Stephen Spencer saying, anybody want to join the Million Mile High Club?
There's no one there, Steve. You have to do it with yourself. Right, okay, here he is. It's Joe Allen who's helping us on the phones this morning. Joe, what would you say if you got there, first person on the Mars? What would you say?
Wow, I'm the first person on Mars.
Wow, that's memorable.
Does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, very memorable indeed.
Tim Newcombe calling from Paisley Mills. He says, where's the pub? Would be his first words. Also, Cheryl Bell from Mansfield. I come to Mars today for work, rest and play.
Anything else?
I've come up with a little bit of something of my own.
Okay, right, is this going to be profound?
I hope so.
Okay, here we go.
I am listening to Marsfield 103.2, the planet of great music. Watko in the morning, adding gravity to your breakfast.
Producer Rob, not very, I liked it, but I don't see how that's going to connect with the rest of the world telling them about this breakfast show.
If Neil Armstrong had gone up there and his first words had been plugging a local radio station, I don't know how well that would have gone down.
Think of something that's going to change the world. You know, what sort of things would you say, Mr. Allen, if you wanted to change the world?
To be honest, my mind's gone blank. That was sort of like the best thing I could have come up with.
You can't be the best thing you can come up with, because that is worrying. If you just want to promote me, think about this. Peace and love, yeah? Or potentially, we've made it to Mars, now let's make a path to peace, or something like that. You know, come on. We're going to play the music again. I want you to come up with something that is meaningful, Joe, rather than just plugging me.
Okay.
Remember, meaningful. Here we go.
I come in peace, I bring you flowers.
No. I do worry. The breakfast team are going to have a Fishmas party. We've got 32 places up for grabs, so that means we've got, I think, 8 tables of 4, if my maths serve me correctly. And from this Friday, do you like it? We're doing it on Friday, and we're going to be giving away tables to come to our Fishmas party on the 22nd of December. So the week before Christmas, we are going to be having a slap-up fish and chip supper. Take that coat off, sir. It's rustling.
It's
again.
not that. No, it's not. There's no way I'm taking this coat off. I'm making a stand.
The problem with
it's
you...
not rustling. I'm just sat here like
the
this.
problem with you is that you move about a lot. You're a fidgeter. Do you deny that? Do you deny being a fidgeter?
No, I am a fidgeter, but
And
not
you
with my
fidget,
not with my
and I can hear
torso.
you.
I'm not like tweaking my nipples or anything. And, like,
He is. He's a
I'm
fidgeter.
not.
He's the king of the fidgets.
I'm so cold. I'm sorry. I will sit here like a statue.
Good.
Okay.
All right. So, are you excited about the Fishmas party?
Wow. Am I going to be on a table with you?
No.
Can't wait.
And that's not because you want to be on a different table. It's because I want to be on a different table. I don't want to be eating fish with a guy who fidgets around. The fish could end up anywhere. You'll be sat on a table on your own.
A naughty table.
Touch me in the morning.
I do wonder sometimes. I really do. Right, what we got? Horror as Rudolph the reindeer explodes during parade. A cheery Christmas parade went badly wrong when a giant inflatable Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer burst after becoming impaled on traffic lights. Is this true?
Yeah, it is.
Did you just make this up?
No, it's absolutely true. Their photos. There's a YouTube video somewhere in America.
Funny, but it's true.
The annual parade in Richmond, Virginia started off well, with hundreds of spectators watching a giant reindeer on parade. Oh, look at that giant reindeer! That's my awful Virginia accent. But Christmas joy turned to horror as it became clear that Rudolph, flanked by Segway riders wearing antlers and guided by volunteers using ropes, was on a collision course with a set of traffic lights. Ooh. I know. We need some sort of music here that suggests the gravity of this story. The crowd frantically tried in vain to attract the attention of Rudolph's handlers, screaming at them to stop before the poor reindeer met an untimely end. But alas, it was too late. Rudolph's famous red nose hit the lights first, but Santa's trusty steed was at first unharmed. But as the antlers attempted to steer him to safety, and his handlers, the reindeer's head was impaled on the traffic lights. The reindeer then deflated, and so did the hearts of all of the people watching. What turned out to be a bit of a damp squib of a day when it came to parades. We don't do that. We don't have sort of giant balloons that we blow up here. Why don't we have giant balloons that we blow up here? I want giant balloons.
Because that sort of stuff happens. Imagine that getting...
It doesn't happen all the time. They're doing these kind of parades all the time. I want one of these kind of parades where we have giant balloons and we go along and there's a giant you.
Well, I was going to say...
The giant inflatable tiny Rob.
They often have people of local prominence, so do you think there'd be a giant inflatable Watko?
I doubt that very much.
Paraded through the streets?
I've got no prominence. I'm persona non grata. There would. I tell you what, there would be if we were to do a Mansfield blow-up parade. What things would we have in our balloon parade? 01623 666 000. Tell us if we were going to do this parade, which we're not going to do, by the way. We cannot pull this one off. We can make a beer, but there's no way that I'm going to be able to do a parade with big balloons
before Christmas.
Before Christmas, no chance.
Do you know who I'd like to see in inflatable fashion?
Go on.
Tony Eggington.
Tony Eggington, the mayor of Mansfield.
Imagine if people didn't know exactly what would happen. People had missed the news about the parade and they looked out the window and just a giant Eggington walking through the streets.
Like the Stay Puft guy out of Ghostbusters.
Like some science experiment had gone wrong.
What else could we have blown up in our parade of ginormous balloons that we could impale on local traffic lights? 01623 666 000. We've already got in our parade a Tony Eggington balloon. That will be at the front of the parade. We need about 5 or 6 more balloons, or this parade is just going to look like...
It's going to look like inflatable Eggington doesn't have any friends.
Yeah, exactly. We need more inflatables. So we got a few suggestions coming in, haven't we?
Yeah, we had David James from Clipston. He said, what about an Alan Meal MP, giant inflatable, blow-up inflatable man with the street just behind Tony Eggington?
Or side by side?
Just behind, I think. I like to think Tony Eggington's up at front. I don't know why.
All right, well, maybe we'll have to discuss that, who's going to go up front. I think that they're both together, side by side.
I don't know if they'd fit through the streets, that's the only problem. They'd have to go single file.
No, I think they'll be fine. If you make them thin. Blow-ups.
Okay, all right. And June from Mansfield said, what about Sammy the Stag?
That's a good one. Where's he going to be? Is he going to be behind as well? Or do you want him up front?
We can't have three people, three abreast. It'll be a nightmare.
Well, we're having a nightmare now, and there's only two of us in the Christmas parade committee, and we don't even know who's going to be going up front. We're already having arguments over it.
We'll have to draw names out of a hat because
let's have all three of them going down the street at once together.
It's a horrendous blockage. Right, okay, and finally...
There definitely would be impalements on lampposts as well as traffic lights.
And people would be swept along under the feet of Sammy the Stag.
Okay, so we've got three so far. In there, it doesn't matter, in no particular order, an inflatable giant Mayor Tony Eggington, an inflatable giant Alan Meal, MP of Mansfield, an inflatable giant Sammy the Stag.
Yes.
I like that, because the stag looks a little bit like Rudolph. It looks like a reindeer, doesn't it?
I like how those two are obviously big sort of political figures, and then Sammy the Stag's up there as well.
He's a big political figure as far as I'm concerned.
The three people who run this town.
This is good. I like this one. This is from Glenys Rector, a Mansfield Woodhouse. She says, what about an inflatable Major Oak, the main tree from Sherwood Forest? That is great. I love that. That goes straight at the front.
Right at the front?
Right at the front. The inflatable oak tree. Yeah, so there you go. Looking good. I think the parade is looking good so far.
Yeah, it's a motley crew of inflatable personalities and inanimate objects as well.
How does it... Yeah, I want to put in there a giant inflatable toaster.
A giant toaster?
Which says on the side of it, Watko in the morning breakfast.
Why don't you just put your own face? You could just have your face floating through the streets. Maybe gobbling up people.
Look, like a giant Pac-Man? Yeah. Look, I don't want... I'm not that egotistical that I want to have a giant head floating around the area.
Just a toaster with your name on.
Just a toaster with a picture of us on it. So the inflatable toaster to represent the breakfast show. We've got a giant inflatable Christmas parade committee set up. That's me, and also your good self, Rob. You've been very quiet.
Yeah, I'm on the parade.
You're like a mute.
Committee.
You're not on the parade.
Well, I could be if people call up and put me forward.
You're not getting one.
Fine.
And the power of veto. Why would you have one?
I don't know, just keep people happy.
You see, keep saying this to me, people will be happy. Would you want a giant inflatable of him, Dave Rhodes?
Not at all.
No, exactly. Dave, do you want to be on the committee?
Go on then.
Okay, 3 on the committee. Let's vote on how many people would like to see an inflatable of Rob. So we've got one hand up there from Rob. How many people wouldn't? And that's a hand from me and a hand from Dave Rhodes as well. So that's 2 against 1. The
motion
committee,
carried.
Yeah, motion carried.
I demand a recount.
No, well, you do it again if you want, but it'll also be 2-1 because we don't want one of you.
Unbelievable.
Good to have you on the committee now, there.
How do we get people off the committee?
Once he's on, you're on.
For life.
Yeah, exactly, for life. Once you're on the inflatable parade committee, you're on it for life.
Right, okay, so no inflatable for me.
No.
I'll tell you who people do want on the inflatables, and this is from Jack in Skegby. He said, what about an inflatable Katie Price?
What's that got to do with Mansfield and the surrounding areas?
Well, it'd just be easy to get one, because he said he's already got a few, and he could lend them to us if he wants.
Well, how many's he got?
Just a couple.
Giant inflatable Katie Price?
Not giant, just normal size, but he can lend them to us.
Is there a big demand?
Well, apparently in Jack's household there is. He's got a few.
What, for popping them?
Where does Jack live?
In Skegby somewhere.
In Skegby. Too far out.
Too far, okay.
No, let's take a vote on it. So, giant inflatable Katie Prices. 4?
I'm going to go 4.
No
against?
Yeah.
That's 2 against, I'm
Very
afraid.
negative committee.
Are we ready for the parade?
Yeah, let's go, shall we?
Let's get them out. So here come the balloons now. We're going to be travelling down Leaving Street with these. And here comes the first balloon out of the hangar here at Mansfield 103.2. It's an inflatable gritter. And that's to make sure that the roads are fine for us as we go through. Thank you to Stephen Spencer for suggesting the inflatable gritter.
Very timely. It's the snow still on the floor around Mansfield, Ashfield and Bolsover at the minute. To be wondering if there's any grit coming out the back of it to help at the minute, but making its way down Leaming Street at the moment.
And now coming on to out of the hangar is parade balloon number 2. It's Santa in a stag shirt.
Yeah!
Beautiful.
Now, I wonder what all the Stags fans will want for Christmas at the moment, but Santa's showing his support for the club as he makes his way down in that traditional amber and blue stag shirt and all those stripes, and 1 or 2 stag shirts in the crowd I can see as well on Leeming Street at the moment.
Superstar fan. The next one out the hangar is parade balloon number 3. It's an inflatable breakfast radio balloon.
Yeah!
Very timely as well, as it has the face of Ian Watkins on it as well, with Tiny Rob. Tiny Rob in the background, though, of course, and Ian taking centre stage as per normal. But no, a lovely reminder about the Mansfield 103.2 breakfast show at the moment.
Okay, breakfast balloon, parade balloon number 4 is an inflatable bowls-over castle.
Way! I love Bowls-over Castle.
Reminding the area of its heritage in this great parade today.
Yes, taking place right now on your radios is the Christmas Balloon Parade through Mansfield and Ashfield, put together by the Balloon Committee. And the next one out the hangar, before we go to our traffic and travel, we will come back to the parade, is Tony Eggington and Alan Meal holding hands.
Way!
A sight that not many would say you'd see very often in real life, but it's great to see the 2 political giants of the area getting on nicely.
Travel news.
Currently out and about, the balloon parade is attracting a great deal of attention at the moment, but it's not blocking any of the roads. So you'll be pleased to know you will be able to get to work without ended up queuing behind these large balloons, but they are attracting a great deal of attention, as you can expect. Now at Plesley, we've got slow traffic.
By the way, what's the music these guys are playing?
It's actually the Italian national anthem.
Right, why have we got the Italian national anthem?
It was very bizarre.
Why couldn't you just ask the band to play something else?
Because the band leader's called Fabio and he didn't speak very good English, and so this was the only thing I could get across to him.
He's trying to drown us out now.
Oi, Fabio!
Right, okay, so let's look at more balloons coming out of the hangar. Right, up next, parade balloon number 6. It's a Rebecca Adlington balloon.
The Golden Girl of Mansfield, towering above the town as she goes by in her inflatable form this morning. Remember, she's already won several gold medals at both the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games, so Mansfield's Golden Girl returns back to her hometown, but this time in inflatable form.
Dave Rhodes is here from the sports team. He's commentating on today's balloon parade. Balloon number 8 is an inflatable tray of mushy peas.
Mushy peas, indigenous to Mansfield town centre, especially on a Friday and Saturday night.
The stall has been down there for over 100 years. I'm just being told we can actually go to the parade going up Sutton Road. I think we got Joey Jojo Jr. He's out at the parade. Joe, how's it looking for you?
It's looking absolutely fantastic. The inflatable balloons look great.
Coming out next, parade balloon number 9. It is a balloon of Katie Price. Hang on.
Hang on.
What's going on? Joey Jojo, can you see the Katie Price balloon from where you are?
I can see from the waist up.
Rob, what's going on? How come that's there?
Well,
we had a committee meeting and we said no to the Katie Price balloon, but yet it's out there parading through Mansfield.
We had Jeff from Shirebrook. He gave me a call, said he already had one he'd made himself. It was like a shrine to her, and so he must have just hijacked the parade. He's a maverick.
Unbelievable. I'm getting a call through, funnily enough, just a few moments ago, Mr. Rob Howard had to dash away. Rob, what's the latest?
Well, I'm over in Clipston, Watko. I've had to drive over there because a Norman Cox, an inflatable Norman Cox, actually drifted away from the parade. It was meant to appear. People may have noticed there was no Norman Cox inflatable, and that's because it turned out to be a particularly unruly inflatable and drifted over, and it's now hovering over Clipston. And so we're trying to rein it in. It's turning a little bit ugly here, if I'm honest.
Norman Cox on the way after 10 o'clock today, so the balloon is over Clipston, and I believe there's quite a lot of people gathering.
Yeah, well, what's happened is the balloon is actually blocking out the sun. It's a total eclipse of the Cox at the moment, and obviously the sun was thawing out all the ice, which everyone is getting annoyed with, and now it's not happening anymore because Mr. Norm Cox is hovering over the Clipston area, so people are getting a bit angry. I'm trying to calm them down. I'm also trying to pull Mr. Cox in.
I believe as well somebody's just arrived with a crossbow.
Yes, they have. He is a trained professional, though. We don't want any old maverick just dusting off their crossbow and turning up. But hopefully he's going to shoot Mr. Cox down. We're trying to just find a suitable body part to actually aim at to get him down as quickly as possible. And then hopefully this whole ugly mess can be over.
Are they going to do that now? Is he preparing himself? Is he getting his bolt in position?
Yeah, he is. He's loading it up now. Yep, he's... right between the eyes. Right between the eyes. He's down. Cox is down. Cox is down over Clipston. We have a Black Hawk down.
Is he next to the headstocks?
He is. He's just kind of drifting down onto the headstocks as we speak, actually. And he's kind
nestled between the headstocks.
Hanging a bit limp and lifeless, and I'm going to drag him back to the studio.
Okay, fantastic stuff there. There is always something that goes wrong, and unfortunately we had an unruly balloon today, but we've got it down thanks to... What's the guy's name with the crossbow?
Hey, the name is Dave Crossfire Carrington. That's his nickname's in the middle.
Mansfield 103.2 Travel News.
So now the parade has ended. Everything's now clear around the parade route. That's all been cleared off now. The parade has now ended, but Kirkby and Ashfield is still passable.
All the music this out from the 80s. Producer Rob is here.
So playing everything from the 80s, sort of 80s style music.
Well, everything from the decade of the 80s, music from the decade. Not all of the music from the decade, because we just couldn't fit it into an hour.
If I remember correctly, I remember looking through some of your things on your computer, and amongst other things, wasn't there a bit of an 80s song demo you put together?
Yeah, because I thought you could create the ultimate 80s song now, knowing what we know, you see, knowing all of the formulas towards all songs in the 80s, I thought, a year or so back, that I could write the ultimate 80s song, bring it out now, and bring back the 80s in style, and you've seen it, haven't you?
I've heard a little bit of it. I heard a tinkle. Could we maybe... It is 80s hour. We could maybe compare it to the actual 80s songs, see if it passes.
The thing is, right, Ian Watkins, Your Body Looks Good Tonight's no good. I need an 80s band name where I can hide behind the name. Something like Europe, but not Europe.
Ooh, what about... I don't know, you could put me on the spot here a bit.
Don't say Asia, because that's already taken.
I was going to say Africa.
I think that's already taken.
That's gone as well. Have all the continents gone?
I think all the continents have gone in terms of names for bands.
Tim Donovan gave us a call and he said, what about the Latex Lover Boys?
The Latex Lover Boys?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that sounds like a band, a bit like the Flock of Seagulls with strange haircuts and strange outfits and what have you.
Well, I've been thinking of maybe a few of the band members from the Latex Lover Boys. And because I think they'd be the sort of band whether each of them has their own individual character.
So I'm Watko, lead singer. Yeah,
you're lead singer. Yeah. On the bass we have Rupert Zingbat, great 80s name. We also have on the guitar I think he might be slightly related to you. He might be your cousin.
Is this lead guitar or rhythm guitar?
This is lead guitar.
Yeah.
We have Wazzo.
Wazzo,
who might be a half brother of yours. People unsure. There are rumours in Smash Hits magazine, but people unsure. On the drums, we have Bud. He's like everyone's best mate. And then finally on the keytar, can you remember that old instrument? It's kind of like the cross between the guitar and the keyboard. It's Jason Jazzman.
And what are we called again?
The Latex Lover Boys.
And how do you spell them boys there?
With a couple of Zs on the end.
A couple of Zs.
Thanks for asking.
That's a proper 80s band. Oh, do you know what? I'm taking it on board. The Latex Lover Boys going on the road.
So we just need to find the rest of the band.
Just need to find Bud and Wazzo.
Let's reunite the Latex Lover Boys.
Watko and Wazzo. It's a band that never existed, but we're reuniting them. On the way next, we can play some Def Leppard, and then we'll play Your Body Looks Good Tonight, and then you'll be able to see what we're talking about.
It seems so wrong
Mansfield 103.2, the home of great music.
Goodness me. Are you proud of yourself?
I think there's something there.
I actually like it. I think I'm going to be singing it all day.
Your body looks good.
I'll be in the queue at the supermarket. Your body looks... Excuse me, sir.
On your show on Saturdays, you do sort of like Rob Howard's music surgery, and you wanted to just look at the words now with us?
Yeah, well, I've turned my hand to this over the weeks, kind of dissect some of the lyrics, and I've got them written down here from Your Body Looks Good Tonight. And I just wanted to know what you were thinking as you wrote them, what the thought process was behind it.
Remember, I was thinking power ballad, sort of a rock number. You reckon it sounds a bit like a synthesizer stroke Kraftwerk song. I don't think so. I think your ears are not working this morning. It's definitely a rock thing. It's along the lines of Journey. It's along the lines of Heart. And it's along the lines of Europe. I was thinking Final Countdown as I was playing it, but I was also thinking Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. I was also thinking Duran Duran, Reflex. That's what I was thinking when I was doing it.
All I could think of when I was listening to that was, she's a model and she's looking good.
Robert, she doesn't sound anything like that.
Right,
It's not an electro-pop number, it's a rock number from maybe deepest, darkest Eastern Europe. That's what I was thinking when I was writing it. I was not thinking German guys with keyboards dressed in suits.
We'll agree to disagree.
Come on, support me here.
Okay, fine, fine.
No, I'm not doing it to you. If you want to have an argument with me, that's fine, if you want to. But support me. That is definitely a rock tune, isn't it?
There was no guitar in it.
01623 666 000. There wasn't a guitar in it because unfortunately our guitarist Wazzo wasn't around.
But you can't say... That's like saying, oh, we're a thrash metal band, but we don't have any guitars, we just have a xylophone.
It's a demo. It's a demo.
I didn't know that. Right,
Dissect
anyway.
those lyrics.
Right,
quick.
let's look at these lyrics. Okay, so, I know it's a shame you're the silent type. It seems so wrong, but it seems so right. You know I'm ashamed. A lot of shame. You know I'm ashamed, but I'm going downtown tonight. What's happening there? What's going on?
Going into town.
Why is he so ashamed?
Going into town to get some action, I think.
What kind of action?
I don't know what kind of action he's talking about.
Because he says specifically downtown. What's happening downtown that's so...
Have you not heard the Petula Clark song? Downtown, the lights are much brighter there.
Yeah, but she seemed jolly rather than full of self-doubt and worry.
It's, it's maybe the seedier side of town.
Okay, right.
Where he's going.
Okay.
It's a song!
Next set of lyrics. Your body's on fire, my sweat is glowing.
Yeah? What's wrong with that?
What's going on between...
What's happening is there's some kind of chemistry there.
So it's not literally that your sweat is glowing?
Sweat glows.
Okay, very
Doesn't
strange.
It sort of shimmers in the lights of the discotheque.
I know that you don't want to say that you're going. Going from where? Where were they?
Leaving the discotheque. Or leaving where they are.
The discotheque, okay. Again, I know it's a shame, but I know it's right. What have they been doing that's so worrying to the people involved?
There could have been some kind of... I don't
Your
know,
body looks good tonight. How's he seen her body?
Could have been it.
It's a family show.
Oh, my goodness.
It's very hard to work your hands to the bone when they're freezing cold.
Oh, here we go again. Look, you're not the only person who's out there cold. I think, the world's smallest violin is playing a tune for you right now.
I just want some sympathy, that's all. I want my mother here, ideally.
If you're listening, Rob Howard's mum, please call us on 01623 666 000. We'll get you on there, and you can morally coddle him live on the radio if you'd like.
That'd be fantastic if we could arrange that.
Oh, my goodness me. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm concerned because we've got 2 phone calls coming in. One of them could be our travel guy, and one of them could be somebody else. If we take the wrong person to travel, who knows what could happen. So let's just check. Hello, Mansfield.
Hello, I'm Travel.
You're Travel.
Yes.
That's good news.
Russian radio roulette.
Yeah, exactly. We'd be like, oh, it's Gladys from Shamrock. I don't know what's happening on the road. I'm just phoning up to pretend to be Rob's mother. Right, okay. We'll do the travel now then, Paul. Hang on, here we go.
Mansfield 103.2 Travel News.
Right, it's time for this, the Twin List. We've not done a Twin List for a while, actually. So here we go. We are officially twinned with killer shark warnings. Apparently the sharks that are killing the Egyptians are on their way round the Mediterranean up the side of Spain, up the side of France. I'm going to start eating people in the seas around this fair isle. If there's anybody in the seas around this fair isle now, they need their head looking at, and they deserve to be eaten by sharks. In my opinion, what on earth would you be doing having a swim in this weather? Sorry, go on.
That could come back to haunt you, you know.
Why?
If someone gets eaten by a shark.
Somebody might be eaten by a shark, but if indeed they're out there in this weather... Fruit Loopy. What would happen if they don't get eaten by a shark? When they come out, they'll die of hypothermia because they've been swimming in frozen temperature seas.
Be nice and chilled for the shark. Be like keeping them in the fridge for a bit before they eat them.
Boom! It's Friday. Boom!
Boom?
Yeah. Like as in boom, boom, shake the room. It's here at last. We've kind of made it to the weekend. This is the unofficial start. Starts here.
It's a little too early to be shaking the room, don't you think?
Hang on. Look, some of us have been up all night.
Have you?
Working away on the shift. On the night shift. With the Commodores.
They were there?
They were there too. They were singing that, which was weird. You know, there I was on the production line.
Very strange.
Rolling out the radio. So I make radios overnight, you see.
Okay, where do you do that?
I do it at the factory.
Which factory?
The radio factory.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we've just been churning them out.
So you and the Commodores make radios overnight?
Yeah, while they sing.
While they sing?
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Right, sounds like a strange business model.
No, it's a great model. Because I get to spend time with the Commodores, who are notoriously great fun and fantastic singers. I get to make radios, and also, the boss doesn't know this, but I've been sticking super glue on the dial, so all of them are at Mansfield 103.2. So when anybody switches them on, straight to us.
So our ratings are going to go...
through the roof.
Unless people start smashing the radios up.
Why would they do that?
Well, maybe they just don't like 103.2.
Hang on,
broken.
what? Don't say that. People love this station.
No, of course they do, but we can't take away people's freedom of choice, can we?
Yes, we can.
It's not some sort of horrible 103.2 dictatorship.
Come the revolution! Me, I will be the dictator. And I'm making it all 103.2 based.
Well, I hate to say this, Ian, but you sound like an evil dictator.
Why is that evil? You're making it sound that this is evil that we're doing here at Mansfield 103.2. If you're not careful, you're treading the fine line. You'll be one of the first to go in the purge.
No, look.
You sounded evil, and you're trying to make them listen to our radio station when I work. That's not evil. That's good.
I don't want to, corral all these people and make them listen. I want them to find it in their own way and be like, and choose it through choice.
They will listen. Because I tell them to listen!
Was the accent really necessary?
Yes, because that's how all evil dictators speak. I've also got a limp as well.
Okay.
And I gouged out my eye, so I'm wearing an eye patch.
All right, okay, I was going to ask you about that.
I just thought it made me look a little bit more dictatorial.
I wouldn't mess with you.
No, exactly. So stop messing with me now. Don't say, we can't do that, we don't want them to listen to us. That's ridiculous. That's crazy speak, Rob. Crazy speak.
I want them to listen to us, but off their own bags.
Look, sometimes people need a little cajoling, okay? Sometimes people need to be shown the way to the meat stand. People need to be shown the way to the pie counter. Where's the pie counter? Oh, just find your own way. No, I'll show you. Come along. This is where the pies are. Chicken and mushroom, steak and kidney, liver and onion.
Oh, but I don't really fancy pie today.
You just asked me where the pie counter was, you idiot!
No, you came over and forced me to come to the pie counter with you.
No, I did not. You came to me, you were in the knicker aisle, and you asked me where the pie place was.
I thought you weren't going to mention that on the air.
So there you go. A fun-packed week. Strange week.
Would you say strange?
I guess I would say strange. Yeah, we had a fake Christmas balloon parade. That's pretty strange, isn't it?
Strange. I don't get that.
What don't you get?
Fake Christmas balloon.
Well, what we did, Minnie, is that we pretended to have a balloon parade with balloons.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I understand that.
That didn't take too... That wasn't too tricky,
was
it?
Like, it didn't actually happen.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No, it didn't happen, Minnie.
Yeah.
Did you see the balloons in Mansfield?
No, I didn't.
Well, the reason for that is because
it was fake.
Yeah, the fake bit, yeah. That's what that
I don't like the word fake. Makes it sound like we were pulling the wool over people's eyes. I like to say that it was sort of the magic of radio, creating pictures, not fake. Don't say fake.
We didn't assemble a crowd down
Don't use the F word on this podcast, darling. She's giggling again.
You gotta love that giggle.
Just giggle for us now.
I can't now because you're asking me to.
Let's try and be funny. Let's do something funny. Okay, there we go.
Didn't take long, did it? When we just say, let's try and be funny, that's funny. That's how good we are. Anyway, so the not too shabby bit this week. What are we going to have for this?
I don't know.
I tell you what, let's just do one of those lucky dip lottery type things, and let's just see what happens. So here is the not too shabby bit.
Can we put the question cod in?
Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do then. So you've now decided what you want it to be. We'll put in a competition that I was a little bit unsure about.
You described it as the lowest point of your career.
Not on air, I didn't.
No, not on air.
I think this is the lowest point, me pretending to be a fish. Hello, I'm the Christmas cod, or whatever it's called.
Question cod.
Anyway, you can make up your mind whether this is good or bad.
I personally loved it.
That's because you came up with the concept, the idea.
No, but if you remember when we were...
Do you know what? I love my idea, Ian. It went down very well indeed.
Do you know...
It did actually go down very well.
If you remember...
Even though it makes me sound like a complete idiot.
If you remember when we were recording it, I was actually...
Hang on.
Yeah, you do sound like a complete idiot.
Oh, thanks, Minnie. Oh, we'll definitely be doing that on Monday.
It made me laugh, though. It still makes me laugh even thinking about it.
Were you laughing with the question cod or at the question cod?
At it, because it was just...
Hang on!
What does a question cod have to say about this?
Not very happy about that. Right, that's it. No more question card. I don't think we can do any more next week. Basically, the situation is we're having a Fishmas party where listeners can come along to the Fishmas party. We needed a competition to give away the tables, and this is what happened. This is your not too shabby bit. Happy now?
Delighted.
Fantastic.
You've got to be able to answer this question to get into today's draw to win the first ever table on Friday. And as Coddy Holder would say...
It's Fishmas!
I'm down here at the Sutton Rares. I'm doing a spot of fishing, trying to catch the mythical question cod. Oh my goodness, I think I've got a bite. Whoa! Whoa, it's a big one! Oh! Wow, what a whopper! It must be the question cod. I'm the question cod. And today's question is... What would you traditionally have with fish on chips? Is it A, mushy peas? Is it B, carrots? Or is it C, pineapple? That's a pretty tricky one. So there you go. The question card has asked its question after me fishing for it in the res.
Do you throw it back in after you've caught it?
I threw it back in.
Throw it back in, it goes in, read some more trivia books, and then you haul it out the next day.
Maybe we might leave it there, I don't know.
I don't know, I think it turned out to be quite popular.
Oh,
Can I speak to Cynthia Davison, please?
speaking.
It's Ian Watkins on Mansfield 103.2. You're live on the radio.
Oh, very good.
You have won a table for four at Phillips.
Oh, smashing, that's brilliant.
Hey, and Cynthia, you've not got far to go as well, because it's actually in Forest Town.
It is, yes, I have been. It's a brilliant place.
Ah, there you go. I like that as well. Brilliant place. A little bit of a fish reference there. Super stuff, Cynthia. So you're going to be joining us on the 22nd of December. We're going to have a bit of a quiz. You're going to get a slap-up meal. You'll be able to take 3 of your friends along, or 3 of your family. Who are you going to bring?
I'm not sure yet. It'd probably be my daughter and her husband, or it might be my son and his daughter. I'm not sure.
Well, fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, that's lovely. Thank you very much indeed.
And thanks for taking part. There you go, Cynthia Davison. Hang on the line. We'll have a chat with you. See, hang on the line. She's like a little fishy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There you go. So we'll have another table to give away on Monday. So there you go. One happy customer.
I can't believe how much demand there was for these tables. Stiff competition.
Yeah, this is it. We'll have another competition on Tuesday, or Monday even. I seem to think it's Monday for some unknown reason, because it's Friday. We start the competition on Friday. That doesn't normally happen. So on Monday we'll have another table to give away. Not sure whether we're going to do the question cod, though.
I want the return of the question cod.
Let's ask Cynthia quickly. Cynthia, what do you reckon? It's too silly?
No, brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought you might have called him Rob the Cod.
Rob the Cod. Well...
Weekly Breakfast Bab. Join us next week for more.